A2U2 friends, as you may have noticed by now, I love and bring up with frequency the Christian liturgical calendar. We observe the season of Advent this December with a weekly lighting of the Advent wreath, then Christmastide, then Epiphany, the service with the stars. And just recently, I reflected in one of my weekly columns, my weekly notes to you, about the stretch known as ordinary time. And as of last evening, we have entered the season of Lent. Many traditions honor one or many sacred stories in a cyclical pattern. Christians tell the story of Jesus' birth, life and ministry, death and resurrection over the course of the year, starting anew each Christmas. Pagans follow nature's rhythms, honoring the turning of the seasons and the ebb and flow of the light. Unitarian Universalists begin and end each church year in communion with one another and with nature through our water and flower ceremonies. And it is these sacred stories and these arcs through time that can hold and comfort us when so much in life changes and resists our control. And I wanted to share with you that before becoming a minister, I was a competitive athlete. I was a cross-country Nordic skier. Looking back at my years of racing, I honestly don't miss much of it. What I do miss is the way that the different seasons and training cycles carried me through the year, each unique in its own way. Summer was for high volume and cross training. Fall, strength and intensity. Late fall, finding snow and working on speed, tuning up technique. Then there was the taper period before the race season, where then we would race, rest, race, rest, repeat. Tune up, a little volume here and there, and then it was championship season, and then spring for more rest, play, mobility, and agility. And then summer, we began again. Now, this cycle, this cyclical training pattern was the backdrop of my life in so many ways. And when I moved on from racing, I felt unmoored. Later, during my 4 years at a Christian seminary, fully immersed in the Christian liturgical calendar, I began to feel rooted and grounded in a way that I recognized. But it was only recently that I was able to articulate the similarities between the seasonal arc of my athletic life and the seasonal arc of my newfound religious life. And so these seasons have become sacred touchstones in my own walk of faith. How about you? Perhaps it's not the Christian calendar, but the seasons and the cycles of nature in Maine, or the calendar of a different tradition, or a sport, farming and gardening, your children's activities, the school year, or the yearly cycle here at A2U2. How do you anchor your spirit in these wild times? Back to Lent for a moment. This week is Ash Wednesday. On Wednesday. And it begins this year's season of spiritual wilderness for those of us who observe it. I'll attend a service on Wednesday at the UCC church in my neighborhood. I'll walk down the aisle, bow my head, and the minister will smudge ashes onto my forehead. From dust you have come, she will say to me, and to dust you will return. And it is so. The yearly reminder of my own mortality, of my being of the earth and of the divine all at once, for my short and precious life here, is a moment that I cherish I love the reminder that I'm so very small, so very human, and so very sacred. This reminder sustains me through the wilderness of Lent, through the impending mud season, through it all, really. The earth turns, the seasons change, the stories go on. And we are both part of it and witnesses to it, all of it. And it's amazing, isn't it? You too, my friends, are dust. You are earth, incredible, holy, earthly dust. May whatever season or cycle you find yourself in this day be blessed. May it be so.